A man hijacked a plane, stole $200,000, and vanished into the sky. No body was ever found, no parachute, no confirmed identity, only a name that may not even be real. This is not a movie, this is a real case. 1971, United States. A commercial flight turned into a live hostage situation. In midair, the man didn't panic. He didn't hide. He ordered a drink, paid for it, even tipped the flight attendant, while holding a bomb, and everyone believed him. His demands were simple: $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, a refueling truck in Seattle. No politics, no ideology, no message, just money, and a way out. The passengers were released, the money was delivered. The aircraft took off again, but this time, the door at the back of the plane was unlocked. At 8:13 p.m., a warning light appeared in the cockpit, and somewhere over the Pacific Northwest, a man stepped into the storm and disappeared forever. His ticket said, Dan Cooper, a name that technically never existed, because a newspaper reporter made a mistake. And that mistake created the name the world remembers, D.B. Cooper. The flight was Northwest Orient Flight 305, Portland to Seattle. A routine 30-minute trip, nothing unusual, nothing memorable, at least, not yet. Shortly after takeoff, Cooper handed a note to a flight attendant. At first, she ignored it. She assumed it was a phone number. A businessman flirting, that happened all the time. So she slipped it into her purse. Then Cooper leaned closer and quietly said, "You'd better read that note." She opened it. Inside were 6 words that changed history. "I have a bomb." Cooper asked her to sit beside him. Then he opened his briefcase. Inside, she saw wires, red cylinders. A device that looked very real. Whether it actually was a bomb remains unknown, but she believed it. The airline believed it, and soon, the FBI believed it too. Cooper's instructions were simple. He wanted $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck waiting in Seattle. Not $5 million. Not political demands, not fame, not revenge. Just cash, parachutes, and a way out. The strangest part, he remained calm the entire time. He ordered a bourbon and soda, paid for his drink, and even tipped. As if this were a normal business trip. When the aircraft landed in Seattle, authorities agreed to everything. The passengers were released. The money arrived. The parachutes arrived. And Cooper let most of the crew leave, but not all of them. Because the second phase of his plan was about to begin. Cooper ordered the pilots back into the air. His destination, Mexico, but he gave unusual instructions. Fly low, 10,000 feet, landing gear partially deployed. Flaps set at 15 degrees. A configuration almost no passenger would know. Suddenly, this didn't look like a desperate criminal. It looked like someone who understood airplanes very well. The Boeing 727 had a unique feature. A rear staircase built into the tail of the aircraft. It could be lowered during flight. At 8:13 p.m., a warning light appeared in the cockpit. Something had changed. The pilots felt a sudden upward movement, like weight leaving the aircraft. No one saw him jump. No one heard him leave. But somewhere over the forests of the Pacific Northwest, D.B. Cooper vanished into the storm. Imagine the conditions: night, heavy rain, freezing temperatures, powerful winds, mountainous terrain, and a man carrying a bag full of cash. Many investigators believed survival was impossible. But there was a problem. No body was ever found. No parachute, no clothing, no remains, nothing. It was as if he had stepped out of reality itself. The FBI launched one of the largest investigations in its history. Codename Nordic, Northwest hijacking. Agents interviewed thousands of people, examined hundreds of suspects, collected fingerprints, studied flight paths, analyzed parachutes, reconstructed weather conditions. For years, nothing worked. Every lead collapsed, every suspect fell apart. The mystery only grew larger. Then something happened. 9 years later, a young boy was digging on the banks of the Columbia River and found something buried in the sand. Bundles of cash, rotting, damaged, but identifiable. The serial numbers match. They belonged to Cooper. Part of the ransom money had somehow returned, but the discovery created more questions than answers. How did it get there? Why only a portion? And where was the rest? Over the decades, dozens of suspects emerged: former paratroopers, criminals, military veterans, professional skydivers. Each seemed convincing for a while. Then the evidence failed. Again, and again, and again. No fingerprint match, no DNA confirmation, no confession that survived scrutiny. Every theory explained something, and failed somewhere else. Then investigators considered a disturbing possibility. What if Cooper never intended to survive? What if the jump itself was the ending? The weather was terrible. The equipment was outdated. The terrain was brutal. Maybe Cooper died that night, alone, somewhere in the wilderness, and nature simply erased the evidence. But if that's true, why was part of the money found miles away years later? Once again, the mystery refused to cooperate. More than 50 years have passed. No confirmed identity, no confirmed death, no confirmed survival. Only one fact remains: a man boarded an airplane, threatened it with a bomb, collected $200,000, jumped into the darkness, and was never seen again. For the FBI, it remains a cold case. For the public, it became a legend. But perhaps the strangest thing of all is that the only successful skyjacker in American history may still be unknown. Now it's your turn. Not as a viewer, as an investigator. Which explanation survives the evidence? Option 1, Cooper survived, escaped, and lived the rest of his life under another name. Option 2, Cooper died during the jump, and his remains were simply never found. Option 3, someone identified Cooper years ago, but the evidence was never strong enough to prove it. Choose carefully, because every theory explains part of the mystery, and every theory leaves something behind. Leave your answer in the comments, and tell us why. Because after more than half a century, the most fascinating part of the D.B. Cooper mystery isn't who he was. It's that he may have committed the perfect crime. And if he did, he took the truth with him.